Okay, hey guys, so here's pretty much the highlights of the miracle time from, when am I recording this? Um a few hours afterwards, I guess. Um, yeah, so it was pretty good, really laggy, I did the one at midnight and oh god, was it laggy. Like, the discount cubes were worth waiting for, but they were impossible to get out of the cash shop to begin with. So yeah, I haven't included any of the recordings from last night because it was pretty much just stop-start constantly. So the hat that just went legendary there, I got that to unique in the midnight miracle time. Same with this overall top. I mean, I got my pants to legendary in the first session, and then I finished my weapon. I got that to legendary, and I got my emblem to legendary as well. But I haven't got any good stats on it, so I'll make videos later of cubing all of that stuff, obviously, because Miracle Time is just all about going for legendary tier, or unique if you land on a good stat. And yeah, so I'm pretty happy with what I got. I ended up spending about 4.4 bill in the end, so I'm not sure how many black cubes that was, but there were 16 mil each. The only thing I didn't really like about it is how you can't buy them in packages. Yeah, so you just had to click every single one into your cash up inventory, which was a bit frustrating and time consuming, especially considering there's however many other people doing the same thing at the same time, which is what caused the server lag, in the first place. Being that it's a 2x event as well, makes it, just really compacting on the servers. And yeah, but we got there in the end. When I realized that it wasn't really going to happen in the midnight one, I decided I'd get up in the morning and just cube then and just get everything done, and just really plan out everything that I wanted to get cubed. So pretty much what I was wanting to work on was all of my main accessories, like Golux, rings, and then hat, top, bottom. I didn't touch shoes because they're still penciler. I didn't touch cape because it's still penciler. I didn't touch my pendants because they're only cracked. I didn't touch my belt because it's only cracked as well. But yeah, so I wanted to do just the main stuff that I know I'll never replace, and then meso gear, and then if I had extra time or extra cubes, I'd do drop gear as well. So yeah, it ended up being a pretty good session. I got what I wanted done, and it'll just be a lot of farming now just to get everything to a good point. In terms of stats, it's going to be really hard getting like 21% attack and that sort of stuff, but I got time, so I'm not worried about that. Yeah, and I figure all the stuff that I left out, like my Golux pendants and belt, as well as the shoes and the cape, I'll just work on those individually, because I've got the main body of the stuff out of the way. And yeah, it's the large portion of stuff that needed work on is done. And as you can see, I'm getting pretty good luck with black cubes. I stuck mainly to black cubes because in my experience when I was making my meso gear on my Kana, it was a lot easier to use. Well, I found black cubes are a little bit better than reds. I used reds quite a lot though, but I decided this time I'd switch completely to blacks just because they were 16 mil each. And in the midnight session, I also tried out reds, and reds weren't giving me the same results, so I decided, just go completely black cubes for the next miracle time. And yeah, it worked out pretty well. Yeah, I'd say it was pretty much like a full cash shop inventory, like when you bring them into the actual window, and then one full one, and then probably a half. So yeah, quite a lot of cubes. And yeah, some good results. One of the things, that was just really frustrating was the lag, because quite often you'd double click to do like another cube, and it would just either freeze your DC, it wouldn't do anything. Yeah, so it was just a bit. I'd feel sorry for the people who didn't have a very strong connection and continued to DC, because it would get quite annoying, given that you've only got a 1 hour time limit. So it might actually be wise for them to push it either an hour before 2x or something like that, or just to delay 2x by an hour, just to give people the opportunity to do it without having to lag at the same time. But yeah, so I had been farming meso for a while before before the event got announced, and like I was thinking to myself, it would be funny with the Kana glitch at the moment for them to announce Miracle Time, and what do you know, they did announce it. So yeah, but I'd been farming well before this event got announced, so I was ready for it. I've really been farming like 1 bill to 1.5 bill per week since the last Miracle Time back in May. So yeah, after I got my meso gear done, I was just putting meso away every single week. I wasn't really spending any of it. So yeah, I was pretty happy with the end result, because I feel like I've been building up to this for a while, and just to get it all done is pretty rewarding. Obviously I'll probably still be really heavily involved in the next Miracle Time, which will be around, well, who knows when they'll announce it, but it tends to be every quarter, because it's just one of those big pushes that Nexon tends to do in order to like raise money and that sort of thing. So yeah, I'll definitely be involved in the next one, with mainly just all the stuff I plan on farming. I got carried for the RA gear, if you're wondering how I got that, because I've only got like a 300k range at the moment, so obviously I couldn't be involved in any party runs or anything like that, so thanks to Buffo and Zong for running me through. And yeah, the only thing I didn't get was a Fafnir weapon, but I'm happy to do that myself. Yeah, it's not really that big of a deal. Like, I'm happy to actually try and earn that rather than get carried for that. But yeah, I just wanted to get CRA, hat top and bottom, because they're the important ones. I know a weapon's still good, but just those stat effects are really, the set effects are really nice with the 3, because you get the extra attack on top of everything else, and yeah, a top bottom is much better than an overall going forward, just because the extra stats that you can get with extra lines. So yeah, it's nice to have that stuff done. And yeah, obviously Magnus, I'll need to work towards getting the lower tier shoes. Can't remember right now what they're called, but yeah, both of those that drop from normal Magnus, and then I'll work up to getting a Magnus cape and shoes, and then I'll work towards getting stuff like, you know, Meister ring, Meister earring, Meister belt, and hopefully I can get all that done before the next Miracle Time. That'll be really my goal for now, because I'm not really looking at training this Night Lord at all. I'm getting roughly like 1 or 2 levels per day. I'm not really rushing it. It's really just focused on farming meso, because that's how you get ahead in Reboot. You know, that's just the fact of it. So yeah, it's nice just going steady rather than rushing all the way through. But I'll definitely try to work towards getting a few extra things before the next one. You know, I've got a few months to do it, so there's really no stress. But yeah, so I hope everyone had a good Miracle Time as well. I didn't see what it was like in the other servers, but hopefully no one's really getting involved in that cubing glitch at the moment. I really worry for people who are just getting drawn into that without knowing. You know, it's pretty cruel of people to do. You know, especially, you know, just really drag someone into something that they're not really knowing where an item came from, and that's always the risk in normal servers. You know, in Reboot, obviously you can't trade, so there's no risk of that. But I'm staying completely away from erasers until this thing gets addressed, because I really don't want to get banned. I don't want to see anyone else getting banned just for getting drawn into something and not realizing that an item's been exploited. But yeah, it's sad to see that sort of stuff's still happening out there. But yeah, just everyone be careful with the things that you're buying at the moment, especially with Miracle Time happening. The market's probably flooded with a lot of really good items at really cheap prices, so I'd probably advise all of you just to think a bit more before buying anything, just to make sure that it's not something that's going to get you in trouble. But yeah, hopefully Nexon go hard on the people who are exploiting it, and not as hard on the people who get banned as a result. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you had a great Miracle time, and I'll see you guys next time.